As
then we'll
my mother hates it, but, I'm an open book.
fair enough. No, that's fine, but, I
You get
just
your
I want you.
boxing cap on, I'm
Yeah,
repping
yep.
my
Oh, look at you with the socks shirt on, that's beautiful. That's a better
mhm,
shirt than mine. I got the, stone crabs, the, Tampa Rays AAA, I think they
your
are, or
farm to you.
single. Yeah, they're farm too, exactly, out of Port Charlotte. But, this is great because I don't know if you know this or not, but you were my 40th. Wait, you can hear me, right?
Yep. Can you hear me
Okay.
okay?
Oh, I can hear you great. I can't hear myself through the maybe because I turned the volume down, that's why. Now I can hear me. Like, I need to hear me, right? But you were my 40th episode on November 7th, 21, and now you are going to be the penultimate episode because I'm bagging it after one more episode. So,
Really?
yeah,
Oh
yeah, yeah, yeah.
god. Why are you
No,
gonna
hey,
stop?
it's when I got to 100, I said, "You know what? Now I'll just do it whenever I want, blah, blah, blah," but this will be my second one this year. It's late April. It's just not, you know what I mean? It's not worth it anymore to me. I'd rather just go out and just be done with it before I have to renew my
Oh,
platforms.
that yeah, it costs you money too, huh?
Yeah,
I didn't
it's not worth the cost to do one every 4 months. That's just not worth it to me, so, um, but I was excited because I was trying to think of what I wanted to do, and then I saw a little back and forth with you and someone. Yeah, oh, Kim, and, you alluded to the fact that you are let's just start it. You're looking to run for office. And I said to myself, "I need to talk to her about this because, I mean, I know how passionate you are about politics, and there's no reason you can't go all the way to the White House, but you have to start somewhere. So what, you don't want that's not your aspiration?
no. This is the
Oh.
situation, like, I've always, always, always been interested in politics. My grandfather, um, he brought me to my first campaign office. It was like 1975, and it was for Ed Markey's run for Massachusetts State House back in 75, 76. And, I granted, I mean, I was a little kid, excitement, and I, you know, my, s- I've always paid attention. And in the situation that I'm in now, right? It's like, it's crazy to me. You all, and I shouldn't, when I say you all, people back east, in particular, the town that we grew up in, they're struggling with their budget and all like I see the commentary about schools and everything, and it's like, yes, okay, but you could have what we have here in Arizona, which is politicians feeling that it's okay to take money away from public schools, and they can DM me, we can fight if you want.
That should be your slogan. I would wear that T-shirt all the time. No.
I don't want to fight with anybody. I just want facts. Republicans. I don't necessarily have a problem with Republicans. I'm sorry, but I think the representative has been able to. See any change, I'm not gonna waste my time, and
Can you do that in 2 years? But you could make that change in 2 years at a time, it wouldn't.
if nothing is happening at all, if it's everything is status quo, I'm not gonna waste my time.
Okay, so you're not opposed to reelection,
Correct.
you have to see where you are at that point, that which is fair.
Right. I mean, 'cause, it's one of those things, like, I'm not a wealthy person at all, I make decent money, but I need to keep my day job.
Yeah.
I've had discussions with my boss and, it's doable. I'll be a basket case, but it'll be like when I was, working my full-time job and then teaching kids in China how to speak English I did that from, uh
You look great, by the way. I don't know what I expected, but just well, the bit no, I'm just teasing, just teasing. No, but no, you do, you look you're I wouldn't, I don't well, we'll see it before and after when you if you get elected, that's the move, is to take the before and after. That's when you decide if you wanna run again or not.
what I think is so funny is that everybody that I know that grew up where we did. Not for nothing, but
Yeah, that's pretty accurate, actually. We just had, Derek Smith through a little s pub. Yeah, 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 and you wouldn't know that we were a bunch of 50 plus people sitting there because
yeah,
it just when I
I,
was when we were kids, I think you're a year older than I am, t a year and a half tops, but, my idea of a 50-year-old is not what I'm looking at on the camera right now. It's I don't get it. Yeah, you just wear glasses, that's all. With some nice old Jackie O sunglasses. They'll cover the brows. Oh, nice. Congratulations. Wow. Nice. Nice. Uh, I don't know if you remember this, but, you were when you were back here, I DM'd you and I said, "Hey, when are you leaving?" And you were like, "Oh, tomorrow." I was so bummed because I wanted to see if you wanted to be somewhere and I could, like, go and see you, but that's why I just was like, "Oh, no, I can't do it. That's you're gone." But I did that's why I reached out. I just because I didn't even respond because 'cause I'm like, it's too late. I can't you're leaving." So
um, so this year, well, kinda go back to politics real quick. So I lost my
sure, sure.
shit. I literally lost my shit. I mean, literally. In a
You okay, so in your pants? Like, what are we talking about here?
therapy.
Okay.
I'm still, I'm back in
Oh,
therapy, the election was the day that Jimmy Carter's, casket was being brought to the, Capitol Rotunda, which also happened in
oh, wow.
Greenland, Canada, the Gulf of, Tuesday. By that Friday night, I was just got an amazing cheap flight, flew to Maryland, stayed with Gigi Smith, and, we did the
Nice.
People's March that Saturday, 18th or something of January, and then, my mom spent the weekend at her house. We went to tea, on Friday, surprise with Angel Silva, Nicole DeSisto.
Champion? Th
What?
That's awesome. I lost you for a second in the connection, but, where was the where was it in Peabody? Oh, okay. Al Capone. Is that near the Liberty Tree not Liberty Tree Mall, what mall is that up there? It's,
Isn't it hell if I know, I
crap. Liberty Tree, that's what I was thinking of. Is it near Liberty Tree Mall?
didn't drive. We went to dinner in Linfield at Linfield
Oh,
Marketplace, and then we went to Capone's. I don't know. I had a
yeah,
couple gummies, I was
who
feeling
cares?
good.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah. We had
Wow, that's
it was a
awesome.
good time.
So, do you have any plans to come back? Do you get back, when's your next planned trip, or do you not have one yet?
I originally had thought that I was going to come back and spend the entire summer, because I can work from anywhere, but, um, things have kind of gone in a different direction at work, and there's a possibility that I'll be traveling this summer for work, so, yeah, I don't know.
Well, that
I will be back at some point I over the at least a week, if not 2 weeks. Um, we'll see, but I'm definitely
where where would you be traveling for work, though? Where would that take you? It's like
California.
a White Lotus situation?
Oh, no. No, no, no. I'll be in the US, um, all over California, part of Colorado, possibly Texas. My company just acquired another company, although it hasn't been announced yet. So, yeah, that's what's going on there. But yeah, exactly.
I've
In September, I am going to Turks and Caicos
Nice.
to, with Angel Silver and some other friends to celebrate her birthday. Um,
Wow, that's how you do it.
yeah, I'm excited. Her family has, property there, so, um, it'll be a great vacation because I won't be spending money to stay. The money that I would, of
Mm.
course, spend on lodging will be spent on fun things. Drinking, eating.
Fun things. Well put, well put.
Yeah. So, we got that going on. Um, I don't know, I'm a little concerned about leaving the country and trying to come back.
You're a citizen, you can come back.
Okay. As if that means anything, they're rounding up American citizens and shipping them out.
Nah.
Scary shit.
What do you think about that? No, I mean, I've read what you think about that, but, like, what's your take on that?
On the fact that we've got people in El Salvador that went there with no due process, or what just happened this weekend where a couple pediatric cancer patients have been removed from the country even though they're citizens. I
I
don't
didn't
know,
hear that.
George. I'm just like, like I said, I don't watch the news, but I read, and a lot of my news comes not just from sources I trust here in the States, but there's a lot of great, great journalists outside of our country that are telling the freaking truth. And, it's, I just, I don't know. I get upset when I post something. Hey, by all means, feel free to have a back and forth with me. I'm all for it. I, I'm willing to speak and talk to anybody. I want to get a better understanding. I don't like that it's so divisive. I really don't. But what pisses me the fuck off is when I post something and somebody comes at me with no facts, nothing supporting anything, just shitting on me. And I got tough skin. You can shit on me all you want. I'm going to come back at you, you know? But I don't go to other people's page and cause shit. So why are you going to do it to me?
Do you Alright, but let me counter that, alright,
Please.
because 'cause I'm not looking to fight with you at all.
No, no, I
What
like
about
being
the I
healthy.
what about Of course, okay, so what about the idea that by it works both ways. Republicans do it as well. They put something out there, and you're almost do you feel like you're sometimes inviting it? I know you're looking for you don't mind a conversation, but, like, you give as good as you take, but do you ever feel like because there is the obviously, you can put what you want on Facebook, it's your page, I've always said that, you can put but every action has a reaction. So it could be looked and I'm not saying it is, just it could be looked as you're s instigating. Again, might not be the truth, but it could appear that way to some that do that. I've never bickered with you on there because I accept what you say, I accept what anyone else says. I'm not looking to fight, but some people are, and they're just looking for a reason. How about is that fair to say?
I see that point, and I hear you, and one of the things I will say is, yes, there are people that see something and they immediately go off. Um, Me personally, I post what I post because I know a lot of people that I truly know, like, they're not just Facebook friends, but friends of mine, we have these conversations, and one of the main things they say is they can't keep up. You can't keep up with all the stuff. Like, because it's like we're being inundated with bullshit day in and day out. So, a lot having those conversations, it's like things that I find interesting or I find important, I'll post. And my friends, not Facebook friends, they take that information. We continue to have conversations outside of, right? So, for those who like to stir the shit, what are my choices? One, stop being me and using my Facebook page and social media like I want. Two, not allow people to post back to me, which that's bullshit, you know?
Agreed.
Everybody should have the right to speak and say what they wish. My only ask is, let's have an intelligent, fact-based conversation. Let's not just sling mud, right? That's
Yeah,
how I look at it. And yes, I mean, I
but that's the point that some people though, and I'm not naming names, you know the names.
absolutely.
Instead of saying, "Hey, listen," they fire off th with just attack, attack, attack. Like, it's that I can't blame you for fighting back. It's a fine line because you can say, "Well, you shouldn't post that, but you have a right to post that." You can just keep scrolling, but they have a right to refute it. It's but you're not it's not like a conversation. It's who can hurt who and name call and all this stuff and blah blah blah. And both sides are guilty by absolutely, absolutely. And it just it's great. For me, it's fun to read. Like I hate when it gets personal. I don't think it ever got personal with you though, but I just laugh at it, and you're not gonna change your mind no matter what this person says. This person's not gonna change their mind no matter what you say. So I don't get I understand defending, but no one's ever said to no Republican has ever said to a Democrat and vice versa, "You know what? That's a great point. You're right. I'm dead wrong." No one's ever said that.
I will
It's
tell
just
you,
it's fight to the death.
I am very much, you know, it gets to the point where, like, I'll go back and forth a little bit, but if they're not gonna come with facts, then I just start ignoring. Like, you can keep posting on my page. I'm gonna ignore it because quite frankly, the way I look at that is it gets to a point where you look like a fucking idiot, plain and simple. And maybe I look like an idiot at times too, whatever. But I think, I hope that people understand that I'm a good place, agree with me or not. You don't have to agree with me. That isn't
Right.
that isn't the thing here. I feel really strongly that we've gotta all understand that the 99% of us that are in the 99%, we're all in this together. The billionaires, they don't give a rat's ass. The people that are with Trump and aside with Trump, they don't give a rat's ass. And I'm sure there's a lot of Democrats that are just getting their PAC money. They don't give a shit. We, the citizenry, we've got to pay attention. We've got to start doing things. We've got to start fighting back. And it gets a little hard, right? When it's basically 10 corporations own everything, what we eat, what we buy, insurance, media, you know, I don't know. Yeah. Let's get to more fun stuff, George. This is like, yeah.
You're right, and I want you to I hope you appreciate something, okay? You just brought up we need to pay attention. I don't know if you've noticed, but not once have I looked away from the camera because my TV is off, and what I usually do when I'm doing phone interviews is I have a TV on, and
What?
sometimes I'll get distracted, I'll look at it, and with did you notice with Joyce? Is that what you're gonna say? Because my mother called me out because she's like, "What are you doing? Stop watching TV while you're talking." I'm like, "I'm not watching TV." But if you look when the light flashes, I'm like, "Dude." I so my TV's off. I have a radio on, but did you notice that by any chance? Because I didn't watch it. I don't watch them. You d Oh, so you saw it too. Okay. Well, that's why I am
I had no
I hope Joyce
idea.
didn't notice.
I had no idea that you and Joyce's was like this, like screens, right? Because we did
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah.
when we did our first one. So when I was
Yeah.
going to look for, like, I have an app on my phone that I stream my podcasts from, but I was like, I want to find it on my TV because I'm in my home office and it's just easier to stream through my TV. And because my phone, I use it for authentication to different websites I have to go to for my work. Anyway,
AKA porn.
yeah, that's it. That's it.
Sure. So you put Joyce and myself on the big screen. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, right
Well,
next
for
to me.
Joyce, not
My
me.
TV is actually right, like I'm pointing at it. It's right there. It sits on a little table. It's right there. I got my TV. My TV's here. My 3 screens are all right here, and
But you know what's funny? And we had you texted you I have to say this because I felt like such an idiot. You texted me, "Hey, I'm watching you and Joyce, and she, you know she's whatever, she's great." She's and I was like, "Oh my god, she's." I forgot about Joyce Connery for a second because
yeah.
my aunt went through a lot. Like it's during the conversation with Joyce, my aunt. I remember thinking, I want to say this, but I don't want to take it away from her. But because they're both named Joyce, I'm like, you have so much in common with my aunt because she was a breast cancer survivor and she's been through a bunch of crap and blah blah and all that stuff. And I the parallels were amazing. So when you said she's an amazing woman who I admire, I'm like, oh my god, I got to tell my aunt that she's got a fan in Kim. And then it just one the second 2 minutes before I texted you, oh, I just realized who you were talking about. That's when it dawned on me. That was at least a day and a half afterwards. But the whole time I'm going, wow, yeah, no, it's I felt so stupid.
I'm sure
And
your
when you said
aunt.
watched, it didn't dawn on me, but I just thought you made a mistake, like, you meant to say I'm listening to, but you literally said watched. I should have known it was Joyce Connery because that's the first one that I had done on YouTube in such a long time because I have a different platform now. But so I just felt like an idiot. I'm glad you laughed at it or whatever you because I was like, "Wow,
It's our
don't
age, George.
disrespect the Joyce."
It's our age.
What's that?
It's our age. We're getting to a point where
Yeah.
we're not as quick as we used to be. Your Aunt Joyce is probably a wonderful person. I don't know her, but Joyce Connery, we graduated in the same class, hello, hello. Like that's how we were in school. Is since being out of school and following her on Facebook and seeing her at reunions and stuff and watching what she's done in her career. Um, yeah, she's definitely a female that I admire and have a lot of respect for.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's funny because I didn't really know her well at all, and I don't even know how. Oh, because she had done a podcast. Well, I talked about it. That's how and I was like, what do I get to? I have to interview. I've talked, not interview. I've talked to people I haven't met before. I know her, but I don't know her. And she's incredible. And I never, if you told me we would go almost 3 hours, I wouldn't have believed it. But it's one of those things where I don't know if how many of my podcasts you listen to, but it's one of those things where whenever I say, "Hey, do you want to promote anything?" I'm kind of wrapping it up. And never has anyone said, "Yes, blah, blah, blah," and it ends. It's always another half hour at least. It's incredible how that works out. And same thing happened with Joyce. I was like, "Joyce, listen, it's almost 2 hours. Let's do 3 minutes. What do you got for me?" And another hour later, it wrapped up. I could have listened to her all day. I didn't wanna do this for 24 hours, you know? But it's just she is incredible, and I wish her all the best, of course, and, you 2 have I think you 2 are very similar in your views, so I didn't know if you guys have collaborated on anything or spoken about
No,
any
no, I mean, we message each other here and there. It, we're definitely like-minded. There's, it's, I don't know. There is something about us growing up where we grew up because, and what I mean to say by that is, so last year, end of July, beginning of August, Lori Russo and Gigi Smith flew to Arizona and they spent the weekend with me. And we had a flippin' blast. That
flipping, there it is.
Yeah, there it is.
I was waiting for the first flipping.
We had such a good time. And, you know, my friends that live out here, most of them, they're not still friendly with people they grew up with. Like, they've lost touch, and I think I look back on growing up, and we had it so good. We were lucky. And I mean, I have some regrets. I was a raving friggin' bitch at times. I was mean to people. Um, and, I was going through shit. We all were growing up and becoming who we were becoming. You know, so I look at it, I I look at all of it with, happy nostalgia and a little bit of regret, but I'm grateful, you know? Gigi, in fact, was just here in March. Her brother's girlfriend's daughter got married.
Hold on, let me count the alright, I got it.
Yeah. So me and my son, we went to dinner and then we drove out to Glendale to go hang out with them. So it was nice. I got to see Gigi and her.
Did you lose the light? So I guess you can't now I can see why my mother would call me out on that because I saw that happen and then you reacted to it. But I was doing this, that and so yeah, so I'm glad she called me out, but so now I get it.
Yeah.
What brought you but now you had went over your regrets and everything in the last podcast, so, and back in 2021, and, I gotta be honest with you, that's one of my favorite episodes. It really
Really?
was. You were yeah, yeah, honestly, I'm not just saying that because I mean, I have a lot of favorites, but you are definitely one of them, and I was happy to ask you again because, um, you were just so honest and, even if someone doesn't believe what you believe, you have to at least respect your honesty about anything. You had mentioned earlier you're an open book and your mother hates that, but that's I I can see her point. You know what I mean? Because you talk about things that most people, a lot of people wouldn't talk about, and I just I respect it, and it was one of my favorites to listen to because I didn't know you actually asked me if you could do it, and I was like, "Well, good, you have something to say. Okay, this is great. Yes, of course." I could never have dreamed how great it was. And if anybody hasn't listened to episode 40 with Kim Flippin Morris, it is one of my favorites, honestly.
I don't know. They say like your strength is also your weakness. And for me, it is, right? Like I don't know how to be anything other than authentically myself. If I try and fake it, you can tell I'm not. I just it this is it, like
You're
me,
not that good of an actor.
I'm not. I'm not. And like me or hate me, I really don't care. I am comfortable in my own skin and you know, I may come across as a hard ass, but I am a fucking marshmallow inside. I truly am. Like, you know, my worst enemy could call me up and ask me a favor. And I'm willing to bet 80-20, 80% I'm going to say yes. Unless someone's asked me to kill somebody. I won't do that.
That's where you draw the line. I won't murder, but anything less than that, you got it. You got
I'm
it.
your girl.
But that's a good trait to have. I mean, because I've always a lot of people say you have to earn my trust. You've got my trust. You have to keep my trust. That's my problem is that I
Well, it's all
trust
about
off the
respect.
bat. Yeah, it's until but if you lose it, you lose it,
Mhm.
and that's the thing. It's you have to keep it. You've already got it, but and
Mm,
that's why
yeah, I think with both trust and respect, it goes that way. And, you know, like growing up, you have to respect them because 'cause they're your elder. Mm-mm, no, I really don't. I don't. And, you know, I start with respect and I watch you. You know what I mean? And it's like, once the respect, just like trust, once it's gone, it's gone. I'll converse with you. I'll keep it very
civil. That's fair. That's fair.
I,
How do you think what, go ahead.
no, you go ahead. This is your show, man.
Well, I was gonna I was gonna ask, what do you how you think you will do in your if you get elected? Because I mean, what putting the cart before the horse, I think
It,
that's the expression. How do you think you'll do? Like, do you have an idea of what you're in for or
it
what you
it's gonna be rough. This
yeah.
particular district that I live in, it's, so Arizona is huge.
I
A
love the
lot
iced tea, by the way.
is what? Oh, you like the
I
iced
lo
tea?
I love the iced tea.
But Arizona is really big. Um, and the district that I live in is a highly competitive district. Um, it's both rural and suburban. Um, it's a very large district. It hits part of Maricopa County. It hits part of one of the Indian reservations. It comes down into where I live and goes down to the start of where Tucson starts. So it's a huge district where the city that I live in, predominantly Republican, Trump country. There are a group of us though and it's growing by the day. Um, my friend Christine started a group called Blue Copa. And in the lead up to the election, if you drove down the 347 into Maricopa, there's a CVS on one corner and a Circle K on another. The Blue Copa people were over in front of Circle K, and Trump people were over in front of CVS. And this was how it was leading up to the election.
The
And
blue and red, is that what you're going at? The
no,
blue CVS red? Because CVS is red and the blue Copa is blue, that so you're not going there?
no,
That's just a
it
coincidence?
just kind of happened that way. And we all have signs and stuff. And this was the lead up to the election. after the election, the group is still out there on Saturdays. And like they're holding signs and it's growing. Like the amount of people in the lead up to the election, the corner with the blue copa people was much bigger than the corner with the Trump folks. So we were hopeful. It didn't happen. As far as me getting elected, I honestly, one, I don't even know for sure that I will get the nod to do so. You have to go through the Arizona Legislative Committee, and I was on a call last week, and a woman is also running for the seat, and she direct messaged me and kind of was upset, and I replied back to her, "Listen, I'm not in love with running. I really don't want to. If you're the better candidate, by all means, I'm going to friggin' support you. I'll go door knock for you. I'll friggin' help your campaign. It's not about me. It's getting the person who has the seat out so we can start doing things for everybody else in the district, not for the few."
Okay, so you're not necessarily well, I you just said it, so would you team up with her? Like, so does she feel the same way? Like, if you win, is she willing to back you up, invite you you just said you were.
Yeah, she ha seems open to it. We've been on other calls since then. There's an organization that's national called Emily's List. They support candidates that are running, to be in DC, right? But in Arizona, we also have Arizona List, which is an offshoot of Emily's List. They also support women running locally, and their requirements are that you are a woman and that you are progressive and you truly believe in a woman's right to choose. That's it.
Was as opposed to what people aren't truly invested in that cause?
A woman having the right to make decisions about her own body. I would,
Yeah.
as
Oh, I'm sorry, I was yeah, no, you're right, I
you want to,
misunderstood it, my
that's
fault,
okay.
my fault.
No worries. So, yeah, I mean, obviously there'll be a primary, right? And whoever wins the primary will run against the Republican primary winner. Um, I'm just grateful that there will be a Democratic candidate, be it myself, be it this other woman. Basically, in our district, there are 2 seats for this district. Right now, there are 2 Republicans.
Can you dethrone the Republicans?
That's the key. That's what we're gonna try and do.
Be because you if I 'cause when you said that you were I think you texted me this, that you're in a predominantly Republican I didn't realize I don't know who's red and who's blue. I obviously, the stereotypical the South is red and the, the Northeast is blue, all that stuff, but I just assumed that it was I don't know why I assumed that, but how difficult is that? Have they been in office for a while?
So the woman who currently has the seat, she was appointed to that seat back in 21 because the gentleman who held the seat, um, got into some really nasty corruption shit and had to go.
Okay.
So she was appointed to his seat. She then ran for reelection and she got her seat. And there was a school teacher who also, so it was a Republican and Dem last time that held, there were 2 seats, they held them. This time around, the teacher, he didn't get reelected. She did, and another Republican got elected. And again, I know that people think that I hate Republicans. I don't hate Republicans. What I have a problem with is the MAGA Republican. Okay? There, I said it.
And that's obviously, it's all the most Democrats do have that problem, and some Republicans do as well. And the same can be said about the whole Biden thing. I'm not gonna get into that, but can you both win
Yes, you
the
can have
seats?
you can have so in there could be 2 Dems, there could be 2 Repubs, there could be a Dem and a Repub.
So the 3 of you could be in the running, and you and what's her name? You're the one who reached out to you. The other Democrat.
Oh, the other
What's her
Democrat?
name?
I'm not gonna say her name.
I thought you already did, though.
I
The
didn't.
woman who called you and oh, you didn't? Oh, okay, that's why I
Yeah,
couldn't
I
remember
never
that.
mentioned her
Okay,
name.
so
I didn't.
oh, that's fair, that's
Yeah,
fair.
yeah.
So it could be the 3 of you running, and you 2 win and just get her out of there completely.
It could be, and
That's the goal, apparently.
right, and there could even be more people running that we're not aware of yet, right? So, I mean, we're talking an election in November of '26. So,
So you have over a year.
yeah, so, like I said, just I had to go through and do a candidate questionnaire. That was fun.
What were some of the questions? Can you say?
I'll go get the
You
thing.
don't have to if
I'll go
you
get
oh,
it.
okay.
Yeah, give me one.
Alright, I'll watch your dog over there. Here he is. Oh, she took the dog with her. Now I can't even watch the dog. Alright. Oh, I don't have to make a joke because she's coming back. There you are. I was gonna say the dog went with you. I couldn't even watch the dog.
Oh, that's my Stella. Stella is, my Rottie who has separation anxiety. She loves her mama.
Oh, precious.
Yeah. Yeah, so, I mean, like, just, like, are you married? Or do you have a partner? Do you have children? What are their ages? What schools have they attended? Is anyone in your family involved with politics? Where did you grow up? Where did you go to school? Have you ever volunteered? How comfortable are you asking people for money?
These are the questions? Like, this that's
Some of them, yep. Do you speak any languages other than English?
do you get disqualified for any of those questions that are answered, quote, "incorrectly"?
I don't believe
Or do
so.
they
I think they're just trying to
s
get a feel for you. And then another thing that they make you do, and me being me, where is it?
Yeah.
Homework. Google yourself. What news
You Google
articles,
yourself.
social media, etc. appear? Vet your current personal social media. Delete your personal social media if there is any content you would want to or want not to be shared by your opponent or in the newspaper. Again, I'm an open book, right? And that's what I put.
Yeah.
And I responded. I said, there are things on my social media that people might have a problem with. I'm not deleting anything. I stand by anything I've ever done. If I need to apologize, okay, I'll make an apology, but no,
No regrets.
no regrets. No, I'm not. No, not even when I lost my shit and went off the deep end back in 2011. And there's shit that I posted being in the moment of trauma. No, no, I think,
That's what got you where you are today.
I just, my whole feeling is everybody goes through something in their life. And in the moment when you're going through something, whatever it is, most people feel alone. And that's the worst way to feel. And if you know that there's people out there who have gone through something similar, there's a lifeline, there's help, right? Like, I can't tell you the amount of times somebody will post something on Facebook and it makes me feel a certain way, and I'll reach out to them privately and I'll ask them if they're okay. Some of them don't respond. Some of them respond, and they're like, oh my God, thank you, and we'll start talking. But I don't drop names. I don't,
Yeah.
it's nobody's business. I feel something, and, I'm a caring person, although some people don't think so, whatever. You
Has anyone ever thought that you were going off the deep end and reached out to you? Yeah, okay. Are you like, "No, just being me."
Yep,
Fair enough.
yep. In fact, the I in the a while back in this interview, I mentioned
Yeah,
about losing my shit that, week that so it was a week before the inauguration. Jimmy Carter went to the rotunda on that Tuesday. So by that Friday, is that Fri my dates. Anyway,
doesn't matter. I don't have a
um,
calendar either, so we're good.
yeah,
You're good.
but
No fact checking.
I was sitting on my couch on a Friday night and, like, my mind was just racing, 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 and, like, like, none of the tips and tricks I've gotten over the years helped, and I started to scare myself, and I picked up the phone and I called my son because he was supposed to be home, heading home. So I call and I'm like, "Hey," he's like, "I can't talk right now. I just got in a car accident. The police are here." And I'm like,
Was that them? Is that
"Oh
them right
boy."
there?
I'm like, "Oh boy." I said, I can't deal with this right now. I'm okay. Calling my friend Christine, gotta go." And I hung up. And I called my girlfriend Christine and I'm like, she answers. And at this point, I'm hyperventilating because I'm like freaking, I'm just like, I'm not okay. So she's like, "Oh my God." She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No, I'm not." She's like, "All right, I'm getting dressed. I'll be there soon. I'll stay on the phone with you." I said, "Okay." So she talked to me the whole way. She lives about 10 minutes from me. She got here. I went outside because I got 3 dogs. We don't want them yapping. So I went out,
Yeah.
sat in her car. We shot the shit. I calmed down. My son called back and told us he was good. He was on his way home. Her and I went, got something to eat. We came back. It was just, but mental health is important. Whenever you're feeling something, you need people. You can't handle shit by yourself. So, my 2 cents.
When your son when you called your son and he said, "I just got into a car accident," what did he tell you, "Don't worry, don't" I mean, because it sounds like you just went, "Sorry, gotta go. I gotta deal with myself right now."
I knew he told me he was okay and that the police were there.
Oh, okay.
And I
Okay.
knew. Yeah, so I knew.
Oh, so it was post-accident,
It was
he was
like it had just happened.
aftermath.
Yeah. And, so he knew that I knew he was okay. He knew that I was gonna be okay because the way I reacted, but I immediately said, "I'm calling my friend Christine. I'll be okay." So, yeah.
Wow. And so Christine was able to provide you with the emotional support that you needed, and you
At
were
that
good?
moment, yep, I needed
That
somebody
hey, that's
just
great.
I need somebody to talk to and somebody to focus on to just like, I was I the mind was just racing, 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 and mind
Sure.
you, that it's interesting that it worked out that way because that Thursday night, I had gone to bed. Like, "I'm gonna go to bed early. I get up and I'm gonna do my workout in the morning." Why did my eyes fly open at 2 o'clock in the morning? I was wide awake. That was, like, Thursday going into Friday, and what I just talked about happened Friday evening. So, no sleep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot, but I
Wow.
just I mean, life can be overwhelming at times.
Yeah, so let's run for office. What could possibly stress you out there?
Look, I don't wanna do it. I don't want to, but if nobody else is oh my god, I'm sweating like a whore in church.
Folks who don't aren't watching on YouTube, she's adjusting her hair, she's doing the flip, and, she's back. She's back!
And now she's laughing her ass off and she has a straight
Yeah,
face.
yeah,
Anywho,
yeah.
yeah,
In Turks and Caicos, have you ever been to Turks and Caicos, or is this gonna be your first time? Is it Caicos? It's Caicos, right?
Caicos, Turks
Turks
and
and Caicos, there's
Caicos.
no
Mhm.
Caicos. Have you ever been before?
I have not.
So you excited or what?
I'm very excited to be able to I mean, come on now. She reached out to me on a Sunday morning and she said, "Hey, got any plans for Labor Day?" And I'm like, "Nothing firmed up yet. Why?" She's like, "Well." come to Turks with me and celebrate my birthday." Okay.
Okay.
So she sends me her flights, and her and the people that are coming from Massachusetts, they're flying out Thursday and arriving they fly somewhere, get a connection, and go to Turks. Me, I tried to get something so at least I landed somewhat close to them, so it wouldn't be a shit show.
Yeah.
And I'm flying out Wednesday night. I'm flying Phoenix to Miami and then Miami to Turks and Caicos. And I arrive like 10, 15 minutes after their plane does. So that was cool.
That's that's perfect without a delay.
But the plane ride home, I'm on their
Ooh.
flight. They're in one row. I'm directly across the aisle. Hopefully, we don't get kicked off that plane. But no,
Or, hey, listen, there was no better feeling. I was in Barbados for a week, and I get on the plane to go home, and the lights on the carpet by the seats, like, in the plane that mean nothing to me anyways, they would not go on. So we couldn't fly, so we had to stay, and they had to put us up in a nice hotel for an additional day in Barbados. So
nice.
maybe that could happen to you as well.
I don't know. I'm picturing we get to North Carolina, we go through customs, and they're like, "You, come with us." And I'm gone.
God. Well, don't bring the drugs home with you, that's all. You'll be fine.
Oh my god!
Leave 'em.
It's funny that you say that. So, remember how I told you I went to DC for the People's March back
Yeah.
in January? So, the day I'm flying home was the day after, so it was a Sunday, and it started to snow. Gigi gets me to the airport. I get there, I got time to spare. I sit at the bar watching football, drinking with people that I met at the bar, eating, drinking, having a grand old time. Okay. Um, and I needed those drinks because when I went through security, I had my purse, and in the front of my purse, in the front pocket, were my 2 pens, my weed pens, my sativa and my indica. Well, I have my med card because here in Arizona, we have recreational or medical. My job, I deal with government payers, insurance payers. So, in order to protect my job, I got my med card because I can't be fired from my job for using medical
Sure.
marijuana. Well, Reagan National Airport, get in line, get to security. My stuff's on the thing going through. I'm in the thing, assuming the position,
Yeah, 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 yeah,
and it
yeah.
dawns on me. Those fucking pens are in the front pocket of my purse. So out the corner of my eye, I'm looking, right, peripheral vision, and I'm watching the person who's scanning. And I happen to look and I'm like, it's
Mm.
gonna be okay. There was just something about them. I got the vibe it was gonna be okay. Sure enough, it was okay. I
Oh, so you lucked out.
I lucked out. And
But
so
you have the card, though.
huh? Yeah, but
Did you not have the card with you?
that doesn't matter. The card only
Oh.
protects me in the state of Arizona.
Oh.
It's illegal federally. So and I was at Reagan National Airport, a federal airport. I could have been in big shit.
Well,
Fortunately,
what good does the card do, though? Y You can't leave Arizona with them? Is that what it means? Y
you're not supposed to
they could
fly.
they pet
You're not supposed to fly with them. I do all
Oh,
the time.
flying with them.
Like, you're not supposed
Uh,
to, like, I do all the time. Normally, they're in my checked bag.
this time you forgot.
I was a wreck, literally a wreck up until, like, as soon as I saw that I was okay, it was like, "All right, I need shots quick." Went to the bar, sat,
To the
ate,
bar.
drank, Yeah, yeah.
Wow. Never do that again.
No, ever. No. No, 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 no.
What are you gonna do at Turks and Caicos?
I will not have cartridges with me. Um, the candy looks
Oh,
like
okay, so
candy, so
edibles,
I may
things like
just
that?
yeah, I may
Candy
just
looks
do
like
that.
candy, sure.
Yeah.
What does it do for you? Can it I'm asking you seriously because 'cause I've never done that or and I don't know wh I know it serves a purpose, it's medical, of course, but what does it tell me what it does for you?
For me, if
Personally, yeah.
so we'll start with indica. So indica is like I say couch, right? Like it mellows me out and I can
Okay.
fall asleep and all's good with the world. If I take a indica gummy, a medical indica gummy at night, I literally can sleep through the night without having to get up to go to the bathroom. To me, that's a win.
Sign me up.
That is a win. The sativa, I like the sativa because that it makes me feel happy and chill, but I'm up. Like I can get my house cleaned. I can it's not like an amphetamine by any stretch, right? So don't think that, but I have energy, I can get shit done and I'm not feeling anxious or stressed. So that's what it does for me.
So if you were to play the medical card, it would be because it takes care of your anxiety and
It for the medical card, it's anxiety as well as horrific back pain. And I mean,
Oh,
I've had back pain and again, me and my TMI, right?
I think we talked about the back pain, actually, now that I think about it, in the a couple years ago, I think we
Yeah.
talked about it.
So I mean, like, I'll briefly reiterate. So when you are 5 feet half an inch, right? And you've been this height since you were in fifth grade, and because I am a well endowed woman and have been for a very, very, very long time. I mean, wearing bras in elementary school is not the fucking business, but you do what you got to do. It it causes a lot of upper and lower back pain. So here we are. Um, at one point, a doctor talked to me about possibly having surgery. Oh no, no, no! I will not have back surgery. Thank you. I'm good. you know, and then it was like, lose weight. Well, okay, I've lost weight. I still have back issues. Oh, well, you need a reduction. I'm sorry, I'm not getting surgery. So just like let me live my life and let me deal with it how I can. And medical marijuana works.
Wow.
Yeah. And quite frankly, I prefer to take a sativa gummy when I go out with friends and stuff. I don't like how alcohol makes me feel the next day. Like, even going out and having 1 or 2 friggin' vodka sodas, I'm dying, like, for days after.
Really?
Like, I feel like crap. It does crazy things to the scale and my nutrition. So, no, just give me my gummies. I don't need the alcohol.
So, no, do you does that mean you stop drinking entirely?
No, I mean, I'll have a drink here and there. I don't I'd rather
At a bar at the airport? Ah, see, there you go.
yeah. Or, like, when I'm out with the girls, maybe I'll have a mixed drink or maybe I'll have a hard salsa, but
What about White Claw? Do you have those in Arizona?
oh, yeah, those White Claws. I
Are
call
they any good?
I'm not a White Claw fan per se, but when you're at a bar, you take whatever hard salsa they have. Um, but, like, hanging by the pool in the summertime, I really like high noons, the tequila high noons, especially the
Nice.
pineapple ones.
Little citrus, little citrus. Wow. Wow. And Turks and Caicos. God, I've never said that so much in my life. When is that trip?
Mem Labor
March?
Day
Oh,
weekend.
May. No, no,
Labor
Labor
Day
Day weekend,
weekend.
September.
Yeah.
September, okay. Nice. And after that, do you have any plans, or are you just buckling forward to the polls?
So, if I do decide to run, any traveling I do will be this year, because once 2026 happens, probably won't be any traveling except around this friggin' district, meeting people and stuff, but hopefully, hopefully, they will, have more people that are willing to run. The saddest thing that I've seen is an
Did you hear the
Ameri
train?
what?
Did you hear the train?
No. Oh, now I do.
You okay? So last with Joyce, I didn't. The train was not heard. I was like twice, and my mother even said I couldn't hear it either. I have the windows down now, so I'm like, I got to hear the train.
Yep, I heard it.
I need to hear the train in these last two episodes because I want to. I like the train. That's all. All right, good.
Um,
As you are. Sorry for the interruption.
that's okay. The
Pardon the interruption, little Tony Kornheiser.
I hate to see any person that runs unopposed. That's not democracy. That's not how it should ever be, ever.
Right.
I don't care whether it's fucking dog catcher or friggin', state house, you know, Congress in DC. Nobody should ever run unopposed. And that happens a lot here in Arizona. I don't know
Oh,
about Massachusetts, but you know,
I
it
don't either.
it it shouldn't be that way. And like, if we want things to get better, we the people, we we gotta start making moves and doing shit. We can't keep throwing our hands up and saying, "Oh, nothing's gonna change, nothing's gonna be done. This person don't know shit. Okay, you have a point. Politicians have fucking ruined us. What are you gonna do about it? You gonna allow things to go the way they presently are?
So it's
I'm
put
not
up or
willing to
shut
do
up.
that.
So you legitimately, because you've said it a couple times, and I don't know that I not that I didn't believe you, but I questioned what percentage you were being accurate. But so you legitimately don't want to run, but you feel you have to unless someone else is going to do it. So you'll happily take the loss
Oh yeah,
if someone better qualified gets so
it's
you
not
you
about
legit
me.
don't.
It's not
No, I
about
know that.
me.
I know that. I know, but I would think that you would like because I keep wondering what's when will you make up your mind? I wasn't thinking what you were telling me, because you gave me the answer. You don't wanna run. You feel you have to because someone has to get in there and do something.
Yep.
Wow.
And
When do you think you'll know?
so, I've got more people that I have to meet, and ultimately, you're supposed to get the approval of the Arizona Democratic Legislative Campaign Committee. So I'm still meeting people and doing that process. My application, with those questions that were all answered, I sent that in on Easter Sunday. So that was just what, a week ago yesterday.
Yeah.
The primary isn't until the spring of 26. So in my mind, I'm thinking, once I'm back from Turks and Caicos, well, before I go to Turks and Caicos, I'll know if I'm running,
Okay.
is the way I see it. I'm just, kind of in a holding pattern waiting. And again, we all know I got a mouth. That can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing. And, you know, who knows? Maybe I offended somebody already that I already met with. I don't know. But I'm authentically me.
Or won them over.
Who knows? Who knows?
When you were talking with your adversary,
Well, she's
who
not
shall
my
remain
adversary.
nameless. She's
We're
not
on
I
the
thought
same team. We're on the same team. We're thinking of running for the
yeah,
same seat.
yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think you're more qualified than she is? Because you already have an out.
Um, I don't necessarily I think she definitely has um more of your what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want this to sound
Because realistically, if you while you're thinking of that, because it seems to me that if you really didn't want to run, you'd be like, "Oh, okay, I'll vote for you then." But you don't so you don't think off the record, you don't think that she's the right person for the job. You think you'd do better than she would
I want a fighter.
or more
I
you want to
want
fight
a
nice.
fighter. I want somebody in that seat who is going to fight for all of us.
She's not a fighter.
She very well could be, but she's more polished than I am. I'm very much I shoot from the hip, and I'm more outspoken, I think, and I don't know.
Okay, if it comes down to a tie between you and her, will you or will you not fight to the death in Jello?
No.
Oh, too bad. I'll cast
Sorry.
the deciding vote then.
I don't really
I
want
should have said mud. Mud's better than Jello, but
no,
whatever.
I don't like getting dirty either. Ask my mother.
Well, but I think you wanna run because you do have an out.
I
You
honestly
do.
I I I don't know. My feeling is that well, let me say it this way. When I met with the finance director of, the AZDLLC or no, it was the field director.
Oh, I see.
When I met with her, she's like, "I was just talking to one of our partners," like, organizations that help fund candidates, and they said they wanted a spicy Latina. And I looked at her and I started laughing. I said, "Well, I'm no spicy Latina." I said, "I can't even speak Spanish." I said, "I may have to learn Spanish so I can converse with, you know, people in my district." Okay, but
What's the ratio
I don't know.
between English to Spanish, not
Oh,
any ethnicity?
I honestly I don't know. I would because we are in Arizona, I think there's more people that are bilingual in English and Spanish than there are not.
And you were in the not category.
I
Does
am
that
in the
hurt you?
not because I never thought that I was coming to Arizona.
Yeah.
When I was going to junior high and high school in Stoneham, I took French.
Oh, I took Spanish.
Yeah,
You took French, huh?
took French.
Who did you have Mr. Atkinson? Did he do Fr who did French in junior high
Oh,
school
what was his
in high
name?
school?
Roche.
Oh, Mr. O'Shea, but was he was high school, all
Yeah.
right? Did you do it in junior high as well?
I had French in junior high, and I don't remember who the teacher was.
'Cause I had Mrs. Robinson in junior high, and I wanna say it wasn't I think it was Mr. No, I don't remember my Spanish teacher in high school 'cause I didn't really I knew I wasn't gonna go farther than I had to in Spanish, but I had Mr. O'Shea for homeroom in high school.
You know what I thought was so interesting about your conversation with Joyce Connery?
Everything she said?
You were floored that she skipped school. I will
I did,
say,
I was.
I what I was surprised I wasn't necessarily surprised about skipping school. I was surprised that they were getting drunk when they skipped school because, like, I was a bad kid, right? Like, I mean, I got good grades, but I was drinking and smoking and doing all sorts of shit, and I wasn't hiding about it. So
Right.
whenever I hear like, Joyce, in my opinion, I always looked at her as this very smart girl who, was a good girl, didn't get in trouble or didn't do things wrong. And
She just didn't get caught. That's
right.
what it was. She wasn't a good girl, she was a better girl because she didn't get caught.
And then
That's
the
the
other thing
difference.
she said was about math, about how she hated math. So for me, I loved math. And I took pre-calc with Laney to make my life easy when I got to Northeastern and did, you know, I I don't even think I had to take a math in college because I kind of but so that was interesting.
Isn't that weird how that works? Like, you don't expect things like that, and it's believe me, it's nothing I didn't my opinion of her didn't change. It wasn't that it was like, "Oh my god," it
It's
was just,
surprising.
you don't you yeah, it was surprising to learn those things, and it's you just never know. It doesn't make her a bad person or a better person. It just means you just it's your how you what is the word I'm looking for? The image, I
Yeah.
guess, the image, because you picture her as a level 1, uh, just good girl, so to speak. Not that she wasn't, you know what I mean? It's
Mhm.
the stereotypical, that's what I think the word I'm looking
Yep.
for.
Yeah. It happened.
Like
I'm sorry.
okay.
When Lori and Gigi were here visiting, Lori happened to say something, and I'm like, "Oh my god, no, it so wasn't like that." She thought the way I grew up was completely different than what was actual fact. And we were friends, like we were really good friends in elementary school, and then we kind of drifted. But, you know, it was weird to me to hear her think that my life was one way when it was something completely different. It's just like we all have
Can you elaborate or you wanna keep it vague?
um I'll keep it vague. I'll just say
Okay,
yeah,
that's it.
because it's
Cool. But
you know, I
I
I'm
understand the
talking about
principle.
something that somebody else said, so I don't wanna
Fair enough.
yeah.
Fair enough. But that is funny how that works. You think you know someone, but you really don't.
Yeah, it's I don't know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But, yeah, I don't know, I still miss home desperately. I still hate living in this state. I will not I can't leave. My kids are here, you know? Christina's now 32. I told you about her kids, and, my middle daughter, Elena, she's engaged. She's getting married next year, and, they'll be moving to California. Um, Joey Joey's moved out, moved back home, moved out, moved back home. He's back home again. The rent's too damn high, and,
Yeah,
I mean, the way our house is set up, it's like my bedroom's in the back of the house, his bedroom's at the front of the house. We meet in the living room and the family room and the kitchen.
sure.
It works for us. You know,
That's all that matters.
yeah, yeah, and
Do you have
okay.
well, I was just gonna ask you, on that point, do you have a date where you would accept leaving? In other words, like, if you're once your grandkids are this age, once your kids do that, or is there a what's keep what's keeping you there other than
The kids.
is it just it's just to so but when will it be okay for you to leave? Or will it never be okay for you to leave? Does that make sense?
It does. I can't answer that right now. My grandkids are too little for me to even consider leaving. Um,
Okay.
I
So it's on the grandkids then, basically.
yeah, plus, like,
Okay,
Christina and she's the one with the kids, we're very close, and, when her and her husband need a break, she'll call, "Can you come watch the kids?" "Hell yeah, I'll come watch those kids." Like, we have so much fun together, I love it, and they keep me young, you know? That yeah.
despite that gray that you were just looking at in your eyebrow.
Gray in the eyebrows, as long as I keep the eyebrow tint in and keep color in the hair, we're good.
You'd have more if it weren't for them, that's how you look at it, right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm telling you, they just crack me up. Oakland will, do something. She got hurt. Oh, that's what it was. About 2 weeks ago, they're playing outside, right? Now, here in Arizona, we have desert landscaping in our front yards, so typically it's like rock, right? Because you don't wanna waste money watering. You don't wanna
Right?
it dies if
Doing it all day.
yeah. So, Oakland's throwing rocks. Maddie walks up, and Maddie throws a rock, but she throws it at her sister. So she hits her sister.
I like her.
Oakland loses her mind. So Christina has Oakland in the house. Ryan, my son-in-law, is outside with Maddox. Oakland's crying. She doesn't ever want to go near Maddie again. Maddie's mean. She hit her. So next thing you know, they FaceTime me and they call me, and she's telling me that, and I'm just like, I'm trying not to laugh in my granddaughter's face because
But how do you not though? That's funny.
it's just They crack me up. It's the best. And then, like Christina, she'll call like her hair on fire because of something that's happened, and I'm there for it, and I'll look at her and like keep a straight face and help her get through it. And then once she's better, I tell her something that she did, and she's like, "Oh, now I know." It's like I always tell her, I'm gonna curse you. You're gonna have kids worse than you were. And
Yeah, you're gonna right. But you can relate to that, right? Because but I don't know your mother personally, but I certainly know her. I went to the store almost every day before junior high school. So, I'm sure you put her through a bunch of crap too. I think we talked about that before, but
we
so
did.
yeah,
Difference
it comes
is
back to you.
I've got 3, she had 1.
You were 3. You were the equivalent of 3 is what I meant to say. Yeah.
I survived.
Hey,
We all
yeah,
survived. My mom didn't end up in a loony bin because of me. It's all good.
that's true. That's true. How is she doing, by the way?
She's good. She,
Good.
in oh, shit. Alright, it's 2025. 2023, I had gone back for Mother's Day, and then flew home. Didn't really talk to her much, here and there, like, texts and everything. So that was June. August, she reaches out to me and tells me, I have to tell you something. I'm like, oh, I'm driving. Oh, she says, let me know when you pulled over.
Oh, wow.
I pull over. I'm
Oh,
like,
boy.
what's up? She's like, well, back in June, I was playing pickleball and I injured myself. I broke my arm and I broke my leg. Seriously, mom? It's fucking August. Why am I just now hearing this? She says to me, well, what would you have done? Hello? I would have flown home. I would have stayed with you. Excuse me, taken care of you. It's fine. So she goes and tells me her whole story. It was quite the ordeal. Needless to
The
say,
dirt on it.
she hasn't been able to fly because she still has swelling.
Oh, wow.
So she's
Still?
not still. So she hasn't been here since 2022. I was there in I was there this past January. I was there last October. I was also there last May because I wasn't planning on going back, but Carrie Kearney passed, so I came home for that.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, like seriously, like how my mom thinks it's okay to have something happen to her and not tell me for months later.
Was she in the kitchen?
Was she?
Like, how did she get injured in pickleball? How'd she get injured? Was she in the kitchen? You can't be in the kitchen. Do you know pickleball?
I've never played pickleball. I'm not even going to pretend I know what you're speaking. I just know what she told me was
Ask her if she was in the kitchen.
I don't think she was in the kitchen because, and here's why.
Okay.
Even though I don't know what the kitchen is, she said that they had resurfaced the court that she was playing on, and that's what caused her to
Oh,
yeah. It
so
happened to
maybe if
me
she was in the kitchen.
oh, who knows? That cost what's it, BJ's in
Yeah,
Woodburn?
Costco, BJ's.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
they
Cummings Park or whatever.
yeah, across the street from West Cummings Park on the other side. Like, West Cummings Park is on this side of the road, that's on that.
This one and this one, uh, is great. We'll just do this. That's all.
Yeah,
That's
so,
awesome.
um, yeah. But at some point, I will be home. And I always, there's certain people that I always see, and then we always post on Facebook where we're going to be. And if people choose to come by and have a drink with us, come on.
Yeah, I wanted to do that last time, like I said, I couldn't for whatever reason, and then I was like that's why I was like I reached out and said, "When" that's why it was, "When are you leaving?" Or how whatever I asked you. So, but I will if you don't object, I would definitely like to do that.
I love catching up with people that I haven't seen for a while. in person. Nothing better than getting together with somebody who speaks my language and accent,
And accent.
you know, and
Wicked pissa.
with a
Yep,
pizza
absolutely.
and knows the stories of our town. I'm not bullshitting when I say we didn't realize it at the time, but we were extremely lucky.
Yeah, I was there last week well, no, the weekend, last weekend, of course, and for the Ham Fest there that Derek threw at Tulip, and I can't imagine what it is for you to come back because I don't get up here that often, but when I do, it's like it's not what we grew up with, like, there's a remember when the movie theater was there and then it became Shaw's and the liquor store?
And then
That's a Target
it
now,
yeah.
which is great, but, so I went and I wanted to go to the Target, so I did, but I'm like, I saw movies in this place. I played the arcade games here. I worked at West Coast Video for years. It's one of those seafood in a bag places now. You know what I'm talking about? And I don't even remember the name, but I'm like, I was watching movies all day here. Like,
It's
it's crazy how there's nothing. Marshalls is still there. That's about it.
yeah, it's crazy to see how much the town has changed, especially, like, with Weiss's being gone, the new high
Yeah.
school, the changes on Main Street, I mean,
No Dairy Dome.
yeah, it just it's sad, but one of the things as sad as it is to see the aesthetics change, the people are still what I remember and
Yeah.
who I
Yeah.
remember.
Right.
And, I mean, like, George, I am not a West Coast girl. I am not an Arizona girl. I am a Northeast girl through and through. Like, when I fly, land on the the West Coast, I'm like, okay, whatever. When I land on the East Coast, be it Boston, New York, or even Maryland, I got the same sensation in Maryland that I do when I land in Logan or at JFK. It's just that,
You're home.
yeah, yes, I don't get that flying to Florida. It's a Northeast thing. And,
Yeah, I agree.
I just, yes, tribalism is bad in politics and shit. I agree, but it's not bad for our hometowns.
On that note, Kim, I appreciate your time. I really do. I'm not trying to rush you off,
Yeah, I
but
got work to do. I took a break from work.
oh, I appreciate that. I didn't know that. Oh, that's why. Oh, so I know you picked a time, but I didn't realize that's what you were doing. Thank you. I happen to be off on Mondays. That's why it's the best day for me. But selfishly, but no, thank you so much, and I will definitely see. I see your post, so I'll know when you're back.
I'm
So I
gonna
will
tell you
definitely.
this, just for you, I'm gonna DM you my itinerary next time I come because I really
I
wanna
like
have
it.
a drink with you.
Yes, yes. We'll both drink, soda because I don't drink either, so we're good.
I'll pop a gummy, and we'll drink
Yeah,
soda.
there you go. Alright, that's
You're more
awesome.
than welcome to a quarter or a half of a gummy to just test it out.
I've never done any I am 100% clean. And I'm not it's not a knock on anybody who isn't, I'm just saying I've never done
Good
anything.
for you, my friend,
No, I have no interest even I have nothing against it, I just never had any interest, it's just what the truth is.
and that's perfectly cool. Everybody should
Yeah, I
be
just
comfortable doing whatever the fuck they want, and nobody should have an opinion. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, that's my opinion,
I like that.
you know?
I like that.
Kind of a libertarian
But
view, right?
yeah. I don't even know what that means, libertarian. I really thought it meant, oh, what's the word Joyce gave? Because I said neutral, independent. I thought it meant independent. I don't know what the libertarian is. I just know that I've never changed it.
I don't know, dude.
I don't
It was so
I
fun.
I was doing someone a
Sad.
favor.
I'm sad that you're not gonna be doing this anymore, in a way. Because every now and
Yeah,
then,
it's
like, when I was going on a drive or whatever, I'd pull up my podcast. I don't listen to many. I always
I appreciate that.
'cause
But I looked at it. I did it. I started it because I looked at it today because I wanted to see what episode you were, and I started it in June of 2020, so it's almost 5 years, and it's 100 and I think of the 15 ballpark, so I'll get to just a little bit under 120 episodes, so I mean, it's a good run. I mean, I'm not, by any means.
they're so entertaining. They truly are, and you learn so much about the person, but we also learn more about you too when we chat like this, so I love it.
Well, I respect that, and it's what I like about it is getting to know people a little better. Like I didn't care who I was having the conversation with. It was, and you've said interview a couple times. I wanted to change that to
Sorry,
conversation, but
conversation,
no, 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 it's okay, it's
chat,
okay. But
we're
it feels
chatting.
like a podcast, and we're chatting, right? Exactly. But it's just to me, it's just fun to talk with people that I wouldn't have. You're in Arizona. I'm not going to bump into you in the street somewhere, and I'm in Abington. We're not even. I'm not even near. Well, I'm near the closer than you are to Stoneham, but that's why I try to get to the Hamfest because you just don't see people enough
Yeah.
because you're always stuck in your life, and which is great. Everyone's doing their own thing, but it's important, I feel, to go home sometimes, and that's basically what I can do because I'm sitting looking at you. Couldn't be further away from you if I tried right now, Arizona to little Abington here, and it makes me happy. So if anyone else gets joy out of it, that's just a bonus as far as I'm concerned. So I do appreciate that.
Cool, cool.
And,
Now,
I think my mother's a big fan of yours, by the way. I think she is. I think she really loved
we
your
did
first.
that follow-up, that that holiday thing you had a bunch of us on.
Yes, Thanksgiving with mom and friends.
Yes,
Yes, yes, I called a bunch of people.
yes.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah,
I
we
forgot about
texted.
that.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Now, who's your last interview with? I'm dying to know, or can you not tell?
I can tell. Who do you think it would be or should be,
I think, uh,
if you have any guesses?
it there's 2 of them. They were best friends, they were in your grade.
Dawn and Krista. They were going to be my 90 when I was planning on stopping at 100, I had to have Bonnie as the 100th, but I wanted them to be the 99th, and then I decided to go more. So, Bonnie hasn't done one since, so she's gonna be the last one.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I was supposed to do one with Christine Warren about, the Karen Reed trial. I don't know if that's gonna happen or not, so I'm just gonna let her know. Now I really have to let her know because it's out there. Um, I just it's over. It's time. So I'll go out one more with her and just do do what we do, and that'll be it. But
Oh,
I'm glad that you accepted this because I feel this is a good one for the penultimate, which is what I'll probably call it. And with
and now
flip, I won't say flip it.
Flip Flippin' Morris.
Give me.
Or are we gonna
You
say
want me?
Sam
You want me?
fucking Morris?
Well, I can use asterisks. I'll do that. Would you rather that? You can name it. You can name it. Just put penultimate in it. What do you want it to be called?
It's your show, baby. You
All right.
decide.
All right.
It's up to you. I'm
All right.
just here for the fun.
Well, I do appreciate it. Is there anything you do wanna promote? This is not my way of going another half an hour.
Nope.
I'm just is there any nope, we know where to find you,
You know where to
and
find me. Again, I'll say it and I'll say it again. I like back and forth. I'm not trying to shit on anybody on my Facebook page. Somebody comes at me, I'm gonna be nice, and then I'm gonna go, and I might get nasty, but then I cut and I just stop talking. They keep posting. So yeah. And for anybody who I've one thing I do want to say, I'm gonna look right in the camera. So for those of you viewing and listening, um,
I'll do it too.
when I was in elementary, junior high, or high school, if I was ever an asshole to you in any way, shape, or form, I sincerely apologize. Thank you.
Wow. Very well said, very well said. And, I just want you to know for those who, because I am really not. Joyce debated me a little bit about this. I'm not into she didn't debate me about into politics.
Everybody's in
She
politics.
debated, well, at one stretch, but I I'm not invested in it. So I didn't see I just wanted to debate or give you a counter opinion. I wasn't criticizing you. Because I understand what you're doing. I understand what when the Republicans are doing it. I see it for what it is. But the people who are so passionate,
Can sometimes miss it.
that's
Yeah,
there are people who don't take it that way. I just want you to know that, and I am one for on both sides. But
I
so,
appreciate that, George. I do.
well, all right. So you, Kim, it was wonderful. Hang on for 1 second. I'm gonna end this officially, and just hang on for 1 second, okay? Thank you so much, Kim. I appreciate it.
It was a pleasure.